1957, we are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. Rodgers on the return. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the... Here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. Leading the charge under center will be their 6'5" quarterback, Carson Wentz.
And coming off of an early season, a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing.
Now a play fake here on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Rodgers. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. And complete to Zach Ertz. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down.
That's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it. You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football. Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Fighting to stay upright. And Rodgers has it over on the right side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make the play on the football.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
This is a Ajayi. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Working from the gun, Wentz. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Well, that was excellent coverage right there. And he definitely did the right thing, showing that discretion is definitely the better part of valor. Threw it away, preserved the opportunity to kick for a field goal.
And excellent coverage. And right now the human is controlling the defense, so good job, human. And Elliott puts this one through. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So a nice drive on the road. You come in, you take the ball down, you get 3 points.
Yeah, points are a must on an opening drive, right? So they moved it down efficiently, got it done. I think that bodes well for their chances moving forward in this one.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now they'll run it on the toss, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander, and he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Movement there on the offensive line, a little quick, and a 5-yard penalty.
False start, offense.
So that'll back him up 5.
Still 1st down.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Mike Bennett in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. Flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big play there. Rodgers to Adams. 55 yards. Rodgers now on 1st down. And he finds Tyler Kroft. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. So 2nd in inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker.
Reset. Hey, easy.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. The first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. He finds Taylor, complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
They get it to him running left. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
Michael Bennett's versatility, being able to play any position along the defensive front, allows him to make those types of plays. He finds good matchups and gets into the offensive backfield.
And there it works for a tackle for loss. Now Rodgers. This will be caught at about the 5. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. It was Jalen Mills getting a hand in there defensively.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Carson Wentz, along with his offense, heading back out there for their next possession. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
To throw is Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. He got 29 yards that time.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is going to be Packer football. Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
And it just drives teams crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you said, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
Now a first carry for LeGarrette Blount, and he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Here's Rodgers. The left side throw complete to Adams. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
To throw, it's Rodgers. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. First down now, but that clock rolling. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to
as his guys are in for 6. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Crosby with the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. Crosby on now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Play action. Now Wentz. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Shotgun now for Wentz. And the pressure gets to him again. Jake Ryan. He's the one to get it this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a fourth down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. And it's fielded at the 34. 12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. To throw again. Rodgers. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Derek Barnett in there to get him for a loss of 5. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Here's Rodgers to throw. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Brandon Graham able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of a yard. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. Oh, going deep here for Taylor. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And Crosby puts it through. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that the second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. Now Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, a 22. Rodgers now on 1st down. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Rodgers looking to throw on 2nd down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Hey, check 26. Jumbo. Hey, check 26. Yeah, Liz.
To throw on 2nd down. Rodgers throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
Now a toss play to Blunt. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Stepping up, and they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and the Packers add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Now Crosby for the point after. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Crosby on now to kick it away. Rodgers on the return. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the 2nd half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the 2nd?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the 2nd half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he powers his way up past the 30. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And that's complete to Jeffrey. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. They've really been able to contain Alshon Jeffrey. That catch a rare exception in this game.
And that's a feather in their cap because he's such a tone setter for his team on offense that they try and get him the ball early. And, of course, what comes after that is often. And for them to limit him and him not catch a ball until the 2nd half, it's a big reason why his team is behind on the scoreboard.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
And when you don't pick up the necessary yardage in that situation, sometimes it starts to put a little doubt in the play caller's mind about what he's going to run on the next play. Because most of them, they thought they were going to pick it up right then and there. Now they got to adjust what they're doing, adjust what they're thinking, and maybe they go away from what they originally thought.
An Eagle first down there, Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
The tackle will be credited to Jake Ryan.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They'll run again with Clement. Twisting away. And now running right through it. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. Ha-ha, Clinton Dix there for the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Throw left side complete. That's Rodgers. And he'll go down at the 28. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Now Wentz, gotta have this one. And he connects with Ertz. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Wentz now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now Wentz again. And that is incomplete here. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. And it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the 2nd level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
They'll run it now out of the gun. He showed off the athletic juke, but it didn't buy him a whole lot of real estate. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And he will take this across midfield and down our 48-yard line. And they're not able to convert on 4th down.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On second down, here's Rodgers. And the grab by Croft. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. Hard throw, incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Eagles defense able to hold. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow. Talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Wentz throwing on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Wentz going to try and throw on third. And Jeffrey's got it. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved.
False start, offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
The false start backs them up 5. 1st and 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. They fake the give. Now Wentz stays on his feet. Jeffrey with a catch left side. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agree. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores, but they want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. Wentz to throw on second down. And Rodgers has it over on the right side. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. The Eagles on third down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. Here it's 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Wentz. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Josh Jackson. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. The tackle was made by Michael Bennett.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Liz. So, hey, let's go.
Rodgers throwing here. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. On first down, Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. That's Taylor. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 18 yards on each of the last 2 plays, and they're picking up big chunks now.
Zoom.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Able to get away. Escaping the pressure right. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Packers, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Chicago Bears next week. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, the downward spiral continues as they drop to 0-6 now. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers are winners here as we say so long from Lambeau.